Take up your arms, you soldiers. We are the shields of our people today, and we will endure this onslaught. Our foes are men of little worth and less courage, so we need have no fear. Only resolution.
The approaching Persian army numbered in the hundreds of thousands. Yet from Sparta, only 300 men set out. The reason? At the time, the Karnaia festival was being held in honor of Apollo, and according to Spartan law, no military campaigns could be launched during this sacred period. Still, the Ephors sent one of their two kings, Leonidas, to the narrow pass of Thermopylae with just 300 elite Spartan warriors. Their mission was clear: delay the overwhelming enemy at the gates until the festival ended and the full Spartan army could arrive. As Leonidas set out with 300 Spartans toward Thermopylae, volunteer soldiers from various Greek city-states also mobilized to join them. This brought the total force to around 7,000 men. In mid-August, the Persian army under King Xerxes advanced toward the pass of Thermopylae. Modern historians estimate its size to be between 70,000 and 300,000 troops. This meant the Persians outnumbered the combined forces of Sparta and its Greek allies by at least 10 to 1. Thermopylae was a narrow and difficult pass between steep mountains and the sea. Although the Persian army greatly outnumbered them, the Greek hoplites were well positioned to defend this choke point. To prevent the Persian navy from passing through the sea and getting behind the Greek forces, the allied Greek fleet stationed itself in the nearby straits. The Greek council approved this dual strategy to strengthen their defense on both land and sea. The 300 Spartan soldiers stood at the very front of the pass, with the allied Greek forces positioned behind them. Fighting in a narrow space gave a significant advantage to the hoplites, who were trained in the phalanx formation. In contrast, the Persian soldiers, armed with short swords, spears, and wicker shields, were at a disadvantage against the heavily armored Greeks. Before launching his assault, King Xerxes made one last attempt at diplomacy, offering Leonidas peace in exchange for submission. But Leonidas answered with just 2 words: "Come and take them."
Rally to the banners!
The battle began with a hail of arrows from the Persian archers, darkening the sky. The Greek hoplites, shielded by their large bronze shields, managed to withstand the attack with little harm. Then, King Xerxes orders a select force of 10,000 experienced Median infantry to assault the pass. rest were forced to retreat. In the narrow pass, they had proven ineffective against the Spartans' long spears and wide bronze shields. Sparta's losses were limited to just a few men. Though the battle had exhausted them, the Greeks were victorious, and that brought them joy. The Persians had been pushed back, but Xerxes had yet to play his strongest card. Now it was the immortals' turn, and the true meaning of their name was about to be tested. Fought at least as well as the Spartans. At one point, they even broke through the Spartan lines, attacking the Greek alliance troops in the rear and inflicting heavy losses. At the height of the battle, the Greek alliance troops hold their ground, keeping their lines unbroken. The immortals fail to break through. Meanwhile, the Spartans at the front regroup and launch a counterattack, pushing the immortals back. In the end, though they fought bravely, the immortals failed to live up to their name and were forced to retreat with heavy losses. After 2 days of intense fighting, Xerxes realized his army had failed to break through the pass and had suffered greatly. At that point, he withdrew to his camp, aware that he needed a new strategy. While Xerxes remains uncertain about his next move, an unexpected development occurs. A Greek named Ephialtes reveals to him a hidden mountain path that bypasses the Thermopylae Pass. With this information, Xerxes can send his troops around and trap the Greeks from behind. Following this act of betrayal, the name Ephialtes came to mean traitor in the Greek language. That night, Xerxes sends an elite unit of the immortals to move through the mountain path. Leonidas was aware of this hidden route and had stationed a force of 1,000 Phocian soldiers to guard it. However, due to the darkness and dense forest, they failed to notice the approaching Persians at first. By the time they realize it, it is already too late. Outnumbered, the Phocians begin to retreat without engaging in combat. By morning, the immortals had passed through the mountain path and reached the rear of the Thermopylae Pass. The Phocian troops, realizing the Persian advance too late, had no time to warn the Spartans and were forced to retreat.
Orders understood! At the double! Quick march!
Leonidas's greatest fear had come true. The Greek forces were now surrounded from both sides by the Persians. Recognizing that the pass could no longer be held, Leonidas released the majority of the Allied troops, allowing them to withdraw. Most of the Greek army fled to the ships and left the battlefield. But Leonidas chose to stay, along with his elite Spartan warriors. Inspired by their bravery, a number of Thespian and Theban soldiers also remained. Their total number was between 1,000 and 1,500. This final stand would be a fight to the death. This time, Leonidas and his Spartan warriors charged forward toward the enemy. They chose to fight at a wider part of the pass. Perhaps it was a strategic decision, a place where their spears could move more freely than in the narrow defile. Or perhaps they simply wanted to show the Persians their courage one last time. We may never truly know what went through the minds of those soldiers standing at the edge of death. We can only imagine. But they took thousands of Persian warriors with them. Their stand may not have stopped the Persian army, but it preserved the honor of Sparta, and their heroism would forever be remembered in history as the legacy of the 300 Spartans. The pass at Thermopylae had fallen. Xerxes and his army began capturing Greek cities one by one. But his true target was Athens, and at last, he destroyed it. The city had been evacuated, but its temples were torn down, its sacred sites set ablaze. Yet the Persian victory was short-lived. That same year, the Athenian navy triumphed at Salamis. Soon after, the Battle of Plataea ended the Persian invasion. The stand of Leonidas and his warriors sparked a flame. Thermopylae was far more than a defeat. It became a symbol of freedom. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you love historical battles, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, by joining our channel, you can be the first to access exclusive content and support me. See you in the next video.